your carved and painted beaver house post behind you all. There's a panel up here of carved and painted beavers. And we'll see when we exit out the front door, there's a bunch of beavers painted there as well. And the way you can always identify a beaver is by the cross-hatching on their tail. Beavers have buck teeth and are often depicted with something in their mouths. So in this case, a stick. And welcome to the largest clan house in the state of Alaska. This beaver clan house was built in 1986, and it is 35 feet tall, 50 feet wide, and 75 feet long. And then when they built this, they built it traditionally, meaning they used entirely western red cedar, except for the yellow cedar stepping blocks and these two big beams going across the top. These two beams are Alaska's state tree, the Sitka spruce, and weigh nearly 1 ton each. And when you walk in, you notice these levels. These levels represent this clan's wealth. And this fire pit in the bottom center would be lit nearly 24/7, and it was traditionally the job of the children to keep the fire going, whether that be exchanging rocks and gravel or going and gathering firewood from outside. And people would live in here. So this top level would have smaller fires that were used for cooking purposes, and people would live on this top level, and this particular clan house would host between 50 and 60 people. And the way it was determined how much space each person got was actually by having the tallest member in the clan lie down, and however many floorboards this person took up would be how much space each person would receive. And speaking of these floorboards, you might have noticed when you walked in that some of them are a little bit loose and wobbly, for example. And there's 2 different reasons for these loose floorboards. The first is that because they built the building traditionally, they used as few nails and screws as are safe. The second reason for the loose floorboards is they lift up. Every other floorboard has a notch in it that lifts up, and then underneath this top level is where families would store their belongings. And so their clothes and their things. And so in the exact same way that you and I appreciate a great big walk-in closet, they would have walk-on closets. Okay, great. And then these 3 entrances and exits. We'll try this one. These 3 entrances and exits, you'll know that these are also built traditionally. And you can tell by the bright neon exit signs on top of them. No, of course I'm joking. The front of the clan house, it would look just like this. So there would just be one entrance in the bottom center, just large enough for a person to enter and exit at a time. And there's 2 different reasons for this small entrance. The first is for village parties called potlatches. When a guest would arrive, they'd enter one by one, and they would be greeted by a speaker of the house called a nakani. And the job of this nakani, when a guest would arrive, would be to tap their staff 3 times to announce the arrival of the guest, their name and clan, and anything else the clan house should know about this next guest. And the second reason for the small entrance is for safety purposes. Because oftentimes men would be gone from the clan house for long periods of time, whether it be hunting or fishing, which would leave women and children alone in their clan house left to defend for themselves. So, in that case, attackers would have to enter one by one, head first. In that case, women and children would be left alone to defend for themselves, and having attackers enter one by one would give women and children in the clan long enough time to run to this fire down here, grab a big log, stick, or rock, or beaver paddle with balloons on it, and then hit each attacker across the top of the head a couple times, and then a couple more times, and then one more time for good measure, and then kick them to the side and yell out, "Next!" Give it up for Cassius! And before we get started with our dancers, I want to introduce you all to 3 Tlingit phrases. And Tlingit is the language of the Tlingit people who call this area home. So, please repeat after me. The first phrase is, Wasa E-N-T.
Wasa E-N-T.
Wasa E-N-T.
Wasa E-N-T.
This means hello, how are you? And a common response to Wasa E-N-T would be, Clay-Gwasa.
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 This means, I'm doing great. And so later in the tour, when your guide says Wasa E-N-T, you will respond, because you're doing great. It's the only phrase you know. And the last phrase is, Gunas Chish.
Gunas Chish.
Gunas Chish.
Gunas Chish.
This means thank you. And so, with that, I would like to encourage you all to take pictures and videos, to applaud after each dance, and on the last dance when they ask for volunteers, I encourage some of you to be brave. Be brave. They'll let you put on their Chilkat dancing blankets, and this is one of the only places you can dance with natives in Alaska. And so, good cheese for you all for coming today. Good cheese for your attention, and I would like to hand it off to Cassius and our Cape Fox dancers. Thank you, guys.
This dance is to welcome you to our village of Saxman and to our Beaver Clan house. Representing its chief will be Danny. This next dance we'll be doing for you is called the paddle dance. This dance represents our canoe men as they paddle from village to village. Good.
with the eagle on the top. And that one looks a lot like a house totem pole. And a house totem pole would be outside a clan house or a village, and really it would more or less just tell people who you are and what your clan is. So people would see this totem pole, and the eagle on the top would be your clan, and that beaver on the bottom would be your sub-clan. And so starting with your clan, the eagle, every single... This building was built in 1989 as a place for local carvers to work on their craft. And today we're joined by, over here in the white, is Mike Milne. And Mike is a native Tsimshian carver, and he's been carving for about 20 years. Everyone say hi, Mike.
Hi, Mike.
Oh. And Mike works under our master carver, Nathan P. Jackson. And Nathan P. Jackson is also celebrating his birthday today, our birthday, I guess. But he's been celebrating it since 1938. He's been carving about 65 years. He's not here today. He's at a doctor's appointment off the island. But he's been carving about 65 years, and he's our master clay kit carver. One of the best in the world, absolutely. And I want to get us started off by introducing you to the three main types of wood we use. The first wood is Western red cedar, and it's what you smelled when you walked in. It is bug repellent. It rots from the inside out, and it splits really well lengthwise. And so red cedar is used for larger projects like clan houses, carving centers, canoes, and totem poles. And with red cedar, you can also peel the bark off of it. So you can peel a third of the bark off a red cedar tree, and it will grow back for future generations to use that same tree. And women in the clan can and still do weave lots of useful things out of this bark, including hats and rope, baskets that will hold water, baskets that will let water sift through, and Chilkat dancing blankets were originally made out of this bark as well. Now they're made out of wool. The second one is yellow cedar, and yellow cedar is a denser, tighter grained wood, which makes it more difficult to carve, but much better at showing details. And so yellow cedar is more for medium-sized projects like oars and paddles, ceremonial masks, and bentwood boxes. And a bentwood box is a traditional storage container made out of these three parts, including a top and a bottom, but all of the insides actually come from a single piece of wood. And so with this single piece of wood, to create a bentwood box, you would take a rectangular piece like this, put 3 notches down the center, and you would steam bend it together. So you'd pour boiling water on the top of it enough times that with your bare hands you can squeeze it into that square shape, and then along the seam you close it with dowels, and then seal it with halibut skin and clamshell glue. And the last wood is red alder, and red alder is a less oily type of wood, which means you don't taste it. So it's great for everything in the kitchen. And so spoons, bowls, knives, and then tools. Well, I guess not tools in the kitchen. However, I'll show you guys 3 tools. And the first you can make out of 45-degree alder branch like this and make an elbow adze. And an elbow adze gets its name from that elbow shape, and it's used for all the finishing touches of a totem pole. So the details of whichever figure that you're carving, as well as the texture. The texture of a totem pole is always very smooth.